Bonjour! In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these pop-up love cards yourself. They are perfect for Valentine's Day coming up or any other day you want to express your love. And if you want to be the one who receives one of these cards, you can share this video with the one you want to receive them from. Thank you for being here and don't forget to subscribe because you don't want to miss the next video. Here's a sneak peek of what we're going to do. I designed all the cards I'll show you in this video myself and created printables that can be purchased on my shop. Of course, you don't have to buy them as I will share with you how to recreate them from scratch, but it will help a lot. If you do buy them, thanks a lot for the support. It is greatly appreciated, and to thank you, I've included a bonus card that I think is really cute. On my shop, you can also find wallpapers for your computer, phone or tablet, like this love theme wallpaper pack created just for the occasion. Okay, let's start the tutorial. To make these cards yourself, you don't need a lot. You only need the design printed or your own drawings. It is best to use thick paper. Mine is 180 GSM, except for the flames, for which 80 or 90 GSM is best. Try to find the best quality paper as possible, otherwise you might have to deal with rips like I did. It's not the end of the world, but it is annoying. You'll also need something to cut with, like a cutter or scissors, a ruler, preferably metal, and glue. You can use many types like multi-purpose glue, white glue, stick glue, or any glue suitable for paper. For the first card, we will make a cute vinyl player with a vinyl disc that turns as we open the card to accompany the phrase "for the record" on the closed card and "I love you" on the inside. I also added a Spotify code for "I will always love you" on the back of the card. To start, we need the card itself and the elements. So, cut your A4 sheet of paper in two. We will use one half for the element and the other half as the card. You can go ahead and fold the card, so the one with the title, so to speak, printed side out. And for the pop-up, you will need the following elements. I will show the measurement for an A6 card on the screen, along with the folding lines indicated by dots, so get your screenshot ready. The vinyl player, the vinyl, the playing head, the "I love you", or you can write it directly on the card if you want, and the two-part mechanism for the rotation. First, we are going to fold everything. To ensure our folds are cleaned and well placed every time, it is best to score the paper beforehand. To do so, you will need something with a tip but not sharp. I'm using my cutter without a blade because I couldn't find my bone folder anywhere, but you can also use a ballpoint pen without ink or a middle nail file or just anything pointy and rounded. It might also help to do it on a soft surface. Here I'm using my desk mat. So, for the vinyl player, we need to make 3 folds. First, score to the right of the flap and fold with the printed side out. Then 1 centimeter to the left of that, on the print, it is where the black line is, and then fold the same way. And lastly, score 1 centimeter from the left end. On the print, it is where the gray rectangles end, and fold with the printed side in this time. The only other element that we need to fold is the mechanism piece, but I will let the drawing speak for itself rather than fail to explain with words. Once you're done, it should fold like this. Now we can assemble everything. Start by gluing the mechanism to the card. When gluing a pop-up mechanism, it is always best to begin by gluing what will be attached to one side of the card first. In this case, we will need to glue the left flap right on the edge of the fold. Then fold the mechanism as it will be when the card is closed. In this case, it should look like this. And glue the other flap by closing the card on it. That way you ensure proper placement every time. Another tip, as you may have noticed, I use scrap papers to spread the glue. This way I don't ruin any brushes. Also, after gluing each piece, make sure everything works before continuing. The next step is to place the vinyl player. Now this is a bit tricky, so focus. We actually need to place it according to the vinyl, whose center needs to be positioned precisely on the spot right here. To make sure it is well placed, I poked a hole on the center of my vinyl with a mechanical pencil, then placed the tip of the pencil on the center of rotation and moved the player around to fit perfectly. Once aligned, I traced some pinpoints. Normally, the left fold should align perfectly with the end of the mechanism. Since filming this video, I colored in pink where the player should align with the mechanism and where you should glue afterwards, but it doesn't hurt to double check using the technique I just showed you. Glue only the parts that touch the left part of the mechanism here, the right flap here, which should be completely flat when the card is fully opened, and the left flap here. Again, check that everything works after gluing. For the rotation to work, we need the little L-shaped piece of the mechanism. This needs to be glued on the right part of the triangle fold, with the base of the L going to the left and the inside corner placed on the center of rotation we defined earlier. Be careful only to put glue on the triangle. And we can now glue the vinyl to that little piece. Apply the glue only on the left part of the L, then use the same method as before to align the centers of rotations, the one from the vinyl to the one from the mechanism. And voila, the pop-up should work. The last two parts are up to you. I tried to glue the playing head to sit on top of the vinyl. If you do try that, please be careful not to glue it to the vinyl itself. But I think I cut the disc a bit too rough, not round enough, so it kept getting cut. I ended up moving it, but if you cut your disc more precisely, I'm sure it could work. As for the I love you, well, place it wherever your heart desires. And ta-da! Tell me, what song would you put on the back of the card? I'm curious. The next card is the perfect example to show that things don't have to be difficult to be great. I'm really proud of that one, to be honest. It is really easy to make, and yet people who get the reference will love it. If you don't understand the reference yourself, it comes from the 2005 Pride and Prejudice movie, when Darcy takes Elizabeth's hand to help her get into her carriage and makes this hand gesture just after. Trust me, if you're making this card for your partner and they are a fan of the movie, they'll love it. Here's how to do it. First, we need a card base. Here I drew Darcy's hand when he takes Elizabeth to help her. Like for the first card, I cut and folded it to make an A6 card. Then, to make it extra special, I used my We Are Memory Keeper hot quill with gold foil to write I love you on top of the drawing and most ardently on the bottom of the inside, in reference to the famous love confession / ring scene. This is optional, of course, and if you bought the printables, I made two versions of this card, one with the text already written and one without, so you can choose to write it yourself or to write anything you want. Now for the pop-up hand that opened like Darcy's in the movie, it is so simple. Just cut out the drawing of the open hand. This might actually be the trickiest part. And one great tip for cutting intricate designs is to move the paper and not the scissors. Like the previous card, it is best to score the paper where we want to fold it for a cleaner result. So take your scoring tool and a ruler. Only 3 folds are needed here. The first goes from in between the middle and ring finger straight up all the way to the top. Then the second starts from the base of the thumb and crosses the first line at a 45-degree angle. And the last one also needed to be at a 45-degree angle from the first line, but on the other side, and it has to pass through where the first two meet. On the printable, I added marks where you can easily find where to score. Then fold the middle one with the drawing out and the two others with the drawing in. Now you should be able to fold it like this. The last step is to glue it to the card. To do that, put glue on the part with the thumb and place the drawing with the middle line from the hand aligned with the one from the card. Then fold your hand and put glue on the top part of the fold like so and close the card. And voila! When you open the card, you should now have Darcy's hand flexing from the aftermath of the intimacy of the touch with Elizabeth. Okay, let's play a game and let's see who gets this card's reference from my perfect impression of it. Look at you, you look downright flushed. Yes, that is what happens when one burns for someone. I'm talking, of course, about the iconic I Burn For You scene from the Bridgerton's season 1. Okay, now let's make this card. First, you need to, as you must know by now, cut your base card. On the printable, it is the top part. Also, be careful, this design in particular has front and back design, so be careful to print both. The lower part of the printable is the inside of the card, which is also the mechanism. To make sure it fits perfectly, you can trim the sides of it, just a few millimeters. This really is an extra step, but I chose to print the non-flame page with a laser printer to be able to forge some parts with a laminator. If you want to know and understand how to do that, I made a whole video about that process and you can check it out. And if you want to recreate this card from scratch, here are the measurements I used. Now, we will need to cut, score, fold, and glue the mechanism to the card itself. Once again, I will let the images tell you everything as they are worth 1,000 words. Well, here are some words I can offer you. First, cut on the full lines, then a score on the dotted ones. This is pretty easy. It is actually the folding that needs a bit more focus, but you can do it, I am sure. So, the goal is for the triangles to fold on the inside when you close the whole thing. The big ones are pretty easy, but the smaller ones need a bit more persuasion. And if, like me, your paper cracks, just breathe. I'm telling you because I definitely needed the reminder. You can just tape it to fix it. It is that easy. And one thing I found on the last fold, well, of course, it always happened like this, was that folding it closed back and forth helped a lot. Once you're done, it should fold like this. To glue it, we are going to do as we did for the others, and as you should always do when making pop-ups. Glue one side of the card, then apply glue to the other side when the mechanism is folded, and close the card on it. Now all we need to do is cut the flames individually and glue them as we see fit. Here are a few things to note for that part. The parts of the elements you want to pop up need to be at least a little bit on the mechanism. You can fold them if you want and glue one side of the fold on the card and then the other on the mechanism. And also always make sure nothing sticks out when you close the card before gluing. And lastly, be creative and have fun. I'll leave you with the layout I came up with, and I'd love to see what you did with yours, so please tag me in your photos or send them to me via DMs on Instagram. And that's it. Here is the final result. Tell me which one is your favorite and which one you'll be making. Don't forget to subscribe to see the special card we're gonna make in the next video, as well as all future videos. And in the meantime, you can check out other videos from my channel that might interest you. Thank you for watching.